All right, we can go ahead and clap it up, clap it up. Hey, Shalom Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under Commanding General Yohanan, man. This is the Tuesday Brotherhood class where we're going to get into the scriptures. And, we're going to actually be talking about all of our people. Most of the times we talk about the stuff that blacks go through, but we don't really get into what happened with our other brothers, the 12 tribes of Israel. We don't really get into what happened with the Native Americans and the Hispanic people as much as we talk about what happens with, the blacks. So we're going to get into what happened with the Native American people today. The first thing is, can a brother give me Zephaniah 2:1 for me, please? Once you got to go ahead and read for me, please. Oh, bro, make sure you have your crown uncovered. Go ahead and read. Yeah, Zephaniah 2:1.
The book of Zephaniah, the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourself together, ye. No, gather yourself together, ye. Gather together, O nation, not desired.
See, the Bible tells us in Zephaniah 2:1, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation that's not desired. See, when we bring out this precept all the time, we say, who is the nation that's not desired? And who is those people? It's blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We say it all the time. But see, we really don't go into, in depth on how we weren't desired. See, us being desired just doesn't stop in the biblical times. They show it all throughout the centuries. It shows out to this day. You see what's happening to the Hispanics. You see what's happening to the Native Indians. Like, when you're talking about a Native American or a Native Indian, what do you hear about them right now? That they're what? They're sitting on a reservation somewhere getting drunk, getting towed up because they're dealing with all the stuff and all the atrocities that happened to those people and their land that was taken from them and stuff. What you got, huh?
They also dealing with them with their pipeline going through their land.
Yeah, they got a pipeline going through their land. What else you got?
I was working for the pipeline.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was working for the Alaska pipeline that's actually going through their land. Basically what it is they get paid so much money a month, by the government. And what it does is now they're running a whole natural gas pipeline all the way through Alaska through Canada. So what a lot of people don't realize, the actual native tribes, most of them are up there in Alaska in the rural areas because that's where they have their tribes and have their councils and schools. But now you have a whole tribe and then you have a pipeline with the industrial side on it, and there's nothing they could do because really the industrial side then threw them a little bit of money, the way they can eat, they can do this, do that, add it to their little monthly payments. But what it causes the Native Americans to do, get new trucks, new cars, go out into Anchorage and get heroin and get liquor.
Right.
And then they end up coming up missing and it's a whole spill after that.
What you got, bro?
Also, they were all displaced from their original place where they actually were at, because now all of them are now in Oklahoma, in the Comanche.
Yeah.
They don't even have a reservation at all.
And you want to know what's crazy about it, brother? That's stuff that we getting into today. Like, hey, if you ask them brothers, I just sent them a whole spreadsheet that's probably looking like a thesis paper right now of just about stuff that happened to the Native Indians. Like, we can get into it right now. Hey, can one of y'all brothers go ahead and start reading with number 1, the land and the thief displacement?
Con, sir, I got it.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Land and thief displacement. Colonization itself involved taking land without consent, often through force or coercive treaties.
So right here, it's letting you know the colonization. It said most of it. It said itself is involved with taking land without consent through force or what? What was it?
Coercive treaties.
The treaties. Coercive treaties. Go ahead, read what the next one said.
Concert Indian Removal Act
Mm-hmm.
led directly to mass displacement of tribes from their ancestral lands.
So go to the next. What's the next one say? Because the next one is what the actual Indian Removal Act was.
Concert The Indian Removal Act was a United States federal law enacted in 1830 that authorized the forced relocation of indigenous people from their ancestral lands in the southeastern U.S. to territories west of the Mississippi River. It marked a pivotal and tragic moment in U.S. history, shaping federal tribal relations for generations.
Understand this: the Indian Removal Act. Hey, y'all, stop. The Indian Removal Act was one of the biggest acts, one of the biggest tragedies that happened to the Native Americans, because it moved them off of their land, their original land, their tribal land, and they just placed them somewhere else. Just think about you being at home. See, we in Houston, Texas, right? That's just like saying, you know what? Everybody from the north, if you on the northeast, the northwest, you no longer able to be on the north no more. You need to pack up all your stuff right now, and y'all need to go down to the south. What is that gonna look like? What is that gonna look like if the north can't be the north no more? The north is the U.S. government taking over the north. They gotta come. They ain't got no choice but to come to the south, because you can't go to the east and you can't go to the west, because we're taking everything from the midway up. So you either got to go to the southeast, the southwest, or you got to go down to the south. Now we crabs in the barrel again. So what you think happened with the Native Americans? See, the Indian Removal Act is the act that started the Trail of Tears. That's what a lot of people don't recognize. A lot of people don't even think to even look or research stuff like this. So our Native Indian brothers, man, our familia, were told that they had to get out of their tribal land. They got to get out of their land that was theirs from the beginning. You got to move. Not, hey, can you move? No, you got to move. You ain't got no choice but to move. Go ahead and keep reading.
Sir. Key facts. Signed into law May 28, 1830. Another key fact. President Andrew Jackson. Affected groups. Cherokee Nation, Choctaw Nation, Chickasaw Nation, Creek Nation, Simonian Nations.
Understand this. So this right here is letting you know all the people that was affected, all the tribes that was affected in this move. This move, it affected the Cherokee Nation, the Choctaw Nation, the Chickasaw Nation, the Creek Nation, and the Seminole Nation. All these people, and then it said it was estimated how many people?
Over 60,000 indigenous people.
And then when it says legacy, what is that? What did it say right here? That this what? It led to the what?
Led to the Trail of Tears.
It led to the Trail of Tears. Go to the background in the passages. What did it say right there?
Come on, sir. The act was part of President Andrew Jackson's border policy of westward expansion, reflecting the settlers' demand for land in Georgia, Alabama, and neighboring states. Congress narrowly approved the bill after intense debate over its morality and constitutionality, with supporters citing economic growth and opponents warning of grave injustice.
Understand this, bro. Because they wanted more land. Because your oppressor wanted more from you, even though it wasn't theirs. What do you think that they do? They told you to get up and get out of your own place. What you got,
If I could, sir, they still say that to this day, you know. But they do it to our other brothers, the Hispanics.
Yeah. But see, this is why I'm having this class. Because a lot of times, what do? We only focus in on what's up with us. We only focus about what we can see, hindsight 2020, what's right in front of our faces. But we don't realize that we are all one people. When it says gather yourselves together, O nation that's not desired, understand that it ain't just black people that's not desired. It ain't just Hispanics that's not desired. Look at what these native Indians brothers have done. Look at what my people had to go through. My people had to be moved from their land and told that you can no longer live here because the oppressor wanted more land. Why do you think that they talk about Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10? Can somebody get Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10 for me? Once you got it, somebody read for me if you could. Yeah, Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 10. Go ahead, brother.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. It starts out the preacher. That's the right scripture?
Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, let them see that Apocrypha one time if you don't mind, brother.
So now, Ecclesiasticus chapter 10.
12, verse 10.
Oh, chapter 12, verse 10.
Yeah, go ahead, take your time, brother. We here.
Never trust thy enemy.
Never do what?
Trust thy enemy.
Never do what?
Trust thy enemy.
Never trust your enemies. Do you want to know why the Bible's telling you never trust your enemy? Keep reading. What else does it say right there?
For like as iron rusted, so is he weakened.
Understand this. Over time, your enemy is going to show you that they never was for you. See, you can sit here and act like you're good with everybody. They can sit here and act like they're cool with you. But at the end of the day, an enemy is still going to show themselves to be an enemy. Somebody fake could only try to be real for so long before they show their true colors. A snake can only hide itself for so long before it shows you that it's a snake. And that's what your oppressor is. Your oppressor is a snake and an enemy. And they've been hiding themselves. They are trying to sit here and act like they're with you. They're trying to act like, you know what? Hey, man, I'm in the slums with you. Like, we one people. But what happened to the Native Americans? How many treaties did they sign? How many times did the Native Americans and the U.S. government make a treaty and the U.S. government went back on the treaty? Over 370. They had at least 370 treaties with the Native Americans, and they went back on every last one of them. They didn't uphold none of them. What you got, bro?
That's just like Donald Trump getting mad at Israel for not going back on the deal that they had, but then they gonna get mad at that. But at the same time, they went back on all those treaties.
You understand what I'm
Hypocrite.
saying? That's the hypocrisy. That's the problem. Because we are the nation that's not desired, we the ones that have to deal with it. See, the oppressor, they're not dealing with this. You want to know why? Because at the end of the day, they're doing whatever it takes to take from us. They don't know what it feels like to be taken from. The only time that they start feeling like stuff is taken from them is when we segregated ourselves from them. When we started segregating ourselves from our oppressor, then he started feeling like we was taken from them. They didn't get our bread no more. You know why? Because that black dollar stayed with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. When we said, since this is white only, well, this is blacks only. This is Hispanics only. This is Native Indians only. This is the Jamaicans only. This Haitian food is only for the Jamaicans. It's only for the 12 tribes of Israel. Then they started feeling some type of way. Bro, the Trail of Tears happened because the oppressor wanted the land from the Native Indian people. So what did they do? They started an act, as they say. An act that they had got passed through the government to take what was yours, to take away from our people, because at the end of the day, they don't want us to have these things. We done had so much land. See, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we had so much land that the oppressor, they wouldn't have had anything. They wouldn't have had anything. They would have had the small little piece, a small little corner, but they don't like that. You're not gonna tell them to go sit in the corner somewhere. You tell an oppressor to go sit in the corner somewhere, what is he doing? It's just like them bad little kids that used to be in your school. You tell little Timmy or little Jimmy, go sit up in the corner. They plotting on blowing up the whole school. So why you think that they had the colonizers? You think they came over there on the ships to meet up with the Native Indians just to sit here and be buddy? And nah, they came over there because what? They were exiled from their land originally. So because they were exiled from their land originally, they came over here. And they started seeing how peaceful we was. They started seeing how we were in our land and how we was together and how there was no war. It was no fights and nothing like that because everybody stayed in their lane. Everybody stayed in their land and we were able to trade. We were able to barter. We were able to sit here and eat, be hand to hand, have fun, do tribal dances and stuff like that. They didn't like that. They wanted that because they saw how much we were surviving without them. So then they wanted what was ours because they felt like they could survive off of what we had already started. Never trust your enemy because just like over time with iron and in rust, so is the wickedness from your enemy going to show itself. It's going to be revealed. What you got, Al?
True fact, never trust me. But enemy close.
See, brother, there's a such thing as never trusting your enemy, but you always keep your eye on him. Okay. Because at the same time, look, I can sit here, say for instance, you got a job, right? At a job, don't you got to work with your enemy? But even though you're working with your enemy, do you trust him? You don't trust him. Why? Why don't you trust him? Right, because the last hired is the first fired. He can easily say that you did something at work that what? Takes away everything and takes food out of your mouth. What you got, bro?
Is that the same thing like how China or America is with China?
Yeah.
Like the same thing. We keep them so close, but then they're our number one enemy. Or that's America's number one enemy, Slovakia.
Brother, of course. Do you know how many times they done let people get so close and we all trying to figure out why they letting them so close? Because our governments are idiots. They're too friendly and they are idiots. So they're letting them get super close. And in our minds, we like, man, they letting them get close because they got to know what they got. They got to know, hey, man, they might got some nukes and how many nukes they have. And, they might be giving paperwork out. Now, look, if our government is thinking like that, most high in Christ, because maybe our government maybe they know a little something. But see, this is what I think. I think our president is an idiot. I think our president is arrogant. In the same way he thinks that he's fooling everybody else, he might be getting fooled himself. So we can't, I'm going to tell you now, I don't put my stakes in this government or this world or this president. I put my stakes in the Most High God. That's why we sitting here telling our people to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. That's why we talking about gathering ourselves together, O nation that's not desired. See, we talk about blacks all the time. We talk about how we need to gather together. We talk about the things that's happening right here, right now. But we don't talk about how we got there. We wasn't raised to love one another. We were raised to hate one another because you made a thought you were better than me. You a black guy. I'm a Native American. I'm a Native Indian. I might have been raised think you better than me. You think you better than me because what? you got these things. You ain't have to go through certain things that I had to go through. But little do you know, once you get down into this history, we done went through similar things. Go down to where the Trail of Tears. What does it say when you get to the Trail of Tears?
Sir, Trail of Tears. Thousands died during forced marches westward.
Wait, read that again. Read it slower for me.
Sir. Thousands died during forced marches westward.
Forced marching westward. Thousands have died. Go ahead and read what the actual Trail of Tears was fully about. Go ahead.
Sir. The Trail of Tears was the forced relocation of tens of thousands of indigenous people from the southeastern United States to designated lands west of the Mississippi River during the 1830s. It stands as one of the most tragic episodes in U.S. history, symbolizing the suffering caused by federal Indians' removal policies.
See, the Indian removal policy is what started the Trail of Tears. The Indian removal policy is what had these people being forced to march. These people weren't told, hey, we'll make sure that we'll make sure that you set up, you be good. They were forced. They were told, get the hell out your house. Now. Go. Get out of here. March. You know what that reminds me of? Go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 50. Yep.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young.
See, these people right here, see these oppressors, see that's that fierce nation. That's that nation that don't give a damn about the old or the young. What did it say? It said a nation of what? Fierce countenance. Like these people, they just so hungry for what's yours that they don't care about the old or the young. They don't care about them little kids. You see them little kids that's in the back right there? They don't care about them little kids that's in the back right there. They would have told them little kids, rain, sleet, or snow, get your blanket, get your hut, get your TP, whatever you got, and get and walk. Walk thousands of miles. Walk until your feet are bleeding. Walk until you can't walk no more. I don't care if you starve. I don't care if you die of dehydration. Walk. Get out of this land. Get out of this place. That's who we are dealing with. These are the same people that lynched our people. Same people that killed one of our brothers because they said, the white girl said he whistled at her. It wasn't even the truth. But did they even fact check it before they hurt that boy? Nope. Did they even fact check it before they killed Trayvon Martin because he had tea and Skittles? Nope. Did they even fact check it before they killed George Floyd? Nope. We can sit here and tell you we can't breathe. And what do they tell us? You talking so you can breathe. The boy was crying out. The man cried out right before he died. Right before he was unalive. And they don't care because they're a nation of fierce countenance that show no favor for the young or the old. What you had,
So when you speak about a nation of fierce countenance, I kind of think about Reaganomics. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer.
Exactly.
And it's in the Bible.
Yes. They don't care about nothing but themselves. They don't care about nothing but fattening their pockets. If you think that this is just something else, okay. Go to what you got? Go ahead.
So I just want to say that man who he was before that didn't care if your grandmother passed out and died on the way going west.
Yeah.
He's still that same man today.
He's still that same man. Because right now, he don't care. He don't care if your kids are in foil blankets in a cage. He don't care. He don't care if you got paperwork in this land, because at the end of the day, I don't care. I want you out of here. The land that you thought was yours is now not yours no more. It's mine. This is the same man. So are we going to finally see a snake for a snake? Or are we going to keep thinking that this snake is just a beautiful little worm? You looking at a rattlesnake or a diamondback rattlesnake, and you thinking that it's a garden snake. What you got, Doc?
I think the world that we live in here in America, I think it's just like we're so comfortable. They got us so comfortable, man. Like, because I used to be the one to be like, man, they ain't that bad. They don't be bothering nobody and stuff like that. And then, you know, I had a conversation with my grandfather one time, and he's like, you remember this scar on my forehead? I told you how I got this scar. I drunk out of the whites only fountain because I was thirsty. And they beat me.
Yeah.
They beat me so bad I got this scar on my forehead, son. So have this scar on my forehead in remembrance. And I remember the last time that these white folks did that to me.
Bro, do you know how crazy that is? Do you know how deep that is? He has a forever scar to remember what he had to go through because he drunk out of a fountain. He drunk out of a fountain that your oppressor said, it's not for you. And because he drunk out of that fountain that wasn't for him, they beat him to the point where he has a forever scar on his head, and he has to pass that down through generation to generation through generation that, hey, you see this scar right here? This is what this scar means. This scar shows you that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. This oppressor is a person that has a fierce countenance that shows no favor for the old nor the young. This is the enemy that's shown itself to be an enemy. This is somebody that does not desire. You know how not desired you got to be to get beat because you drunk out of a fountain? Do you know how badly you have to hate someone to beat them to the point where they got a forever slit that he had to have stitches for? Because the only time you have cuts and bruises that lives and scars for life, that's stitches right there. Trust me, I got a couple stitches. I know for a fact these never going away. Bro, but you know what our people do? Our people forget about these things. Our people are so quick to just forget about it. You want to know why? Because they've been brainwashed to love somebody that hates them. Our people have been brainwashed to love oppressors and forgive oppressors. Instead of seeing them for who they are and knowing for a fact, these people will never love me the way that I love them. See, this is why we tell blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, stop giving your love to the wrong people. You're giving your love to people that will beat you over drinking out of a fountain. You're giving your love to people that enacted an act that made the Native Americans, the indigenous people, leave out of their lands. Women, children, elders, old folks, and men had to leave out of their land forcefully. They were forceful. They didn't sit here and ask them. They told them, get out. And it said the Trail of Tears was marked as what? One of the most traumatic things. One of the most traumatic episodes. You understand? We talk about slavery all the time. This is slavery for what? For the Native Americans right here. This is a form of slavery right here for the Native Americans. We talk about the transatlantic slave trade. Talk about how people would put on, how our black brothers and sisters were put on boats and shipped out. The Native Americans, they weren't put on boats. The Native Americans had to go through the same stuff that black people had to go through the transatlantic slave trade. But they had to walk. What you got, Art?
Oh, Sir, I want to say also that how the oppressor was stealing the land. He's a thief, and he will always be a thief. Like how he went over there to Venezuela and got the oil from the Venezuelan president.
Yup.
You know, so that's if he was stealing then, he gonna always be a thief. You know.
That's in his nature.
Come.
You can't change something that's in somebody's nature. Like if that's what they're naturally able, like this is just in their minds all the time. Like I said, it said it in the book, never trust thy enemies, because just like iron rusts, so will his wickedness show. I'm paraphrasing, of course. You know your oppressor is going to show itself, right? Now, you know what? Now we dealt with the Trail of Tears, and what happened with the Trail of Tears? Hey, brother, do me a favor. Go down to point number 2, where it says massacres and organized violence. Once you got to go ahead and read for me. Yeah, it's bullet point number 2. Let me know if you can find it. If not, I'll
I see it. Sir.
All right, no sweat.
Sand Creek Massacre. U.S. militia killed many peaceful villagers, including women and children.
They did what?
U.S. militia killed many peaceful villagers, including women and children.
Nah, they killed some savages.
Women and children.
They killed some people that they was angry and they was ready to kill about something. They killed many what?
Women and children.
They killed women and children. And then if you read up, it said the U.S. militia killed many what? It said they
peaceful villagers.
Peaceful villagers. Listen to what we're talking about. We're talking about a massacre. We're talking about a U.S. militia coming in and unaliving these people. See, U.S. militias, you're supposed to send them in to deal with people that are savages, people that come in and they're trying to take something or they're plotting on people or something like that, or they're trying to hurt or unalive other people. Oh no, you sent the U.S. militia to do what? Unalive what? Women and children that were what? It said many peaceful villages, including women and children. Keep reading the breakdown on what the Sand Creek Massacre was.
Come on, sir. The Sand Creek Massacre was a violent attack on a peaceful encampment of Cheyenne people and Arapaho people by Colorado militia on November 29, 1864. The assault, led by John Milton Chiverton, resulting in deaths of more than 150 indigenous people, mostly women, children, and elders, marking one of the darkest episodes in U.S. Native relations.
Understand this. Like, bro, do you understand what we're talking about right now? These people weren't messing with nobody. And you think the Bible is a lie when it talk about a nation of fierce continents, the countenance of them that show no favor for the old nor the young. It said what they did. It said resulted in the death of more than 150 indigenous people, mostly. See, mostly was women, children, and elders. See, these people right here, they wasn't messing with nobody. They was in their own land, minding their own business, living their own lives. And the U.S. militia decided to come through and unalive them. Unalive them because what? They wanted what was theirs. See, the oppressor is nothing but a bully. The oppressor is nothing but a snake. You have to kill our women. You had to kill our children. You had to kill our elders that were peaceful people. They wasn't messing with nobody. But you want to know why? Because you were cowards.
Right.
They are cowards. Go ahead. Look, man. If you got something to say, brother, just raise your hand, brother. I'm here with you. I'm right here with you, brother.
Salakia, one thing I know about the oppressor is even from the days of Saul, when he got showed mercy then, they went against God and didn't. We went against God and didn't just slaughter and, do they women and children like that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Probably the old people too. The old people, we probably had mercy on them, and God wanted them off the face of the planet, which was a oops on us, because they here not to torment us. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
But even with over every time the oppressor gets mercy, he shows none. Look at what happened when America came to their aid in the World War.
Right.
They got loose and they start doing it to the people in Palestine. Look what they did to us in slavery. You get what I'm saying? The trailer, they don't show no mercy. It's just like they don't see how they've been showed so much mercy, and they ain't showing no mercy at all, even to nature. And it just shows how much more that the Lord need to return and rid us of them.
That's right. Hey, man, y'all give that brother a hand, man, because what he said was heavy. And that's exactly what we waiting on. We waiting on the Lord to come back, because just think about all this right here, man. When I was sitting here and I was looking at all this, bro, do you know how pissed off I was? Do you know how mad I was? Do you know how furious I got? Because I'm seeing my people being destroyed. I'm seeing my people be unalive when they were being peaceful to these other people. They ain't, hey, brother, go down to the, you'll see right after that with that massacre, it should say the background.
Come, sir.
Man, read the background.
Come, sir. In the early 1860s, escalating conflict between white settlers and plains tribes intensified following discovery of gold in Colorado.
It was what intensified?
Following discovery of gold in Colorado.
See, brother, they started having arguments because they started finding gold in Colorado. See, the white settlers, this ain't their land, right, but the white settlers started getting into it with the native Indians, the people who land it was, because there was a discovery of what? It was a discovery of gold in the Colorados. Keep reading.
Sir, the U.S. government negotiated the Treaty of Fort Wise, which confined Cheyenne and Arapaho to a small reservation, fueling resentment and sporadic violence. Seeking peace, some tribal leaders, including Black Kettle, camped along Sand Creek under the impression they would be protected by the U.S. Army. See, right here, they letting you know that, see, the white settlers, they found some gold in the Colorados. So you know what they decided to do? Hey, man, let's make a treaty with the native Indians and who land this is right here. Let's go ahead and make a treaty so that way we can go ahead and get this gold, and we can also put them in a small little place over here so that way they can keep some of their land, but we can still get all this gold that we need. And you know what the native Indians did? The Native Americans, they were sitting here like, man, you know what, bro, again, being nice, being peaceful. They sit here and made a treaty with them. Because they like, all right, well, see, if y'all gonna sit here and dig for gold, y'all gonna sit here and do all this, man, at least give us a little something. Make sure we partners on it, because we know what y'all finna do. But this is our land. This is the land that we had. So they entrusted in these settlers. They entrusted in the U.S. Army and the U.S. government. And what happened? They broke the treaty. Because at the end of the day, what did they see? They saw money because they saw gold in their land. What you got, huh? Go ahead.
When them settlers came over,
Yeah.
They came over with little trinkets. You get what I'm saying? Like beads. It was like little trinkets that they was trading the people for because I think like the people that was the Mayans had jade and fancy things that they didn't have. You get what I'm saying? And they was bringing them stuff like a mirror, some glass or something like that. And they'll trade them that and take their gold and jade and women, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for like you say, they kept making treaties that's like that. They'll give them something that's not worth what they taking. And even though they give them a piece of land that ain't even worth what they getting, they still taking that little bit of land.
Exactly.
They already messing over them, then they take the little bit that they gave them.
That's right. Go ahead,
What I was gonna say was like, the Trail of Tears had already happened at this point. Now they see them getting gold and doing just a little something.
Yeah.
That they really like we finna get all of it now since it's valuable now.
Yeah.
So that goes to show that, like you said earlier, our enemy, they didn't take their eye off us.
No.
So because they wanted all of it, and they was like, okay, what they gonna do over here?
Yeah.
And they see we finding gold now. Okay, well let's start walking on it, and then we entrusted in them again.
Yeah.
Let's go and make a treaty with them. Let's see if they at least the army would at least protect us from these settlers because it's getting hostile, and then they just wipe them out. Like
You entrusted in him. You entrusted in him like a friend, and he showed you he was a foe. What you got? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just like Hosea 4:6. My people should perish for a lack of knowledge because they sat up there and they're so naive to the fact and they're not paying attention to what these people are doing.
See, but the thing about it is, and see, I understand why you said that precept, but it's just like this. We were so used to being with one another for so long, right? We're not thinking like just think about it like this. If we was in our own place, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and we was in our own place for so long that we always was a man of our word. We always kept what we were supposed to do. If somebody from the outside was able to come in, you wouldn't know that he's an outsider really and truthfully until he starts showing you who his true colors are, right? So the Native Americans trusted in them because, we're signing a treaty. We're signing documentation saying that, you know what, no matter what, this is what's going to be, it's going to be split. It's going to be fair. This is going to be a fair thing between y'all and us. And it's documentation. So now they're expecting them to be a man of their word. So it's entrusting in someone. And when you are entrusting in them, and they just telling you that, you know what? They pulled a rug from under your feet. See, the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6, when it said, my people are destroyed from a lack of knowledge, and because they would not listen unto him, then all these things are going to come, happen to them. I should not see them as no kings to me or no priests to me because they didn't want the knowledge of the Bible. See, if we would have just and with that, I can actually say what you're saying is also true as well, because you know what? We should have never joined hand with them. We should have never trusted them. But because we were so used to being trusting people that was our downfall. The Bible told us that they're a fierce nation, and their countenance was so fierce that they showed no favor for the old nor the young. So we should have never trusted them. See, the Bible also say, though hand join with hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. Though your hand wants to join with them, though you want to create these things, bro, understand these people are going to what? Show you exactly who they are. But if you will follow the law, statutes, and commandments, then understand this. They're going to get handled. But you know how long the Native Indians have been waiting on our oppressor to be handled based off of what they did to them? Bro, this happened in what? What? It says in 1860. This happened in 1860. Huh? Do you know how long ago that was?
About 300 years, something like that.
Bro, what is it, 2026?
Yeah, 200 years.
We're in 2026 right now. And this happened in 1860s. Do you see how long blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have not followed their Lord? Have not followed their God? And you see what has happened to us over all this time? Because we did not hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord our God, to observe and do all his commandments. Go ahead, Yeshaya. After this, we're going to talk about the attack. It's right under the background. It says the attack. All right?
Come on, sir.
We're going to go to that right after the brother. Go ahead, brother. What you got?
Like you either one. But it's like how you, when they came and they like tricked them the first time, taking their stuff.
Yeah.
Then they turned around when they gave them chicken pox and started.
Hey, brother, we ain't even got to that part yet.
Oh, okay.
You ain't look, brother. Hey, brother. Hey, brother. Let me tell you something, brother. Hey, brother. Look, brother. I'm trying to see if I can get to that part today in the class, brother. You moving too quickly. Hey, man. Hey, your cousin's out. Get in your slab, brother. Just get in your slab and slow on down for me one time. Swing that mug a little bit. Slow down, bro. You know, we getting to that. Trust and believe, brother. That's in there. Brother, but the thing about it is, we ain't even got to that. We talking about the act the Indian Removal Act. We talking about the Trail of Tears. And then now we're talking about one massacre. Brother, we ain't even got to the smallpox with the blankets and all that. We ain't got to none of that yet. No, brother, right now we searing on one side of the steak. We just on that side, brother. We ain't ready to flip that mug yet. You understand what I'm saying, bro? That's why I say I might have to make a series out of this because, bro, it's so much stuff to unpack. Bro, and this is just the Native Americans. This is just the Native Indians. Bro, I ain't got into the Hispanics yet. If you talk to the brother Officer Yagrum, Officer Yagrum, bro, I sent him a whole thesis statement. The same one I got for the Native Americans, I got for the Hispanic brothers as well. See, that's gonna be the next thing. After we get done with the Native Americans, we're gonna go into the Hispanics. And then I see a sister online. Hey, sis, I don't want you to think that I ain't trying to answer your question or nothing. But I'm gonna get into the Haitians and the Jamaicans as well. Look, the sister put it online, so I'm gonna make sure that I do a deep, studies on the Haitians and Jamaicans as well as too. I was thinking about the Native Indian, the Hispanic, and I was gonna go into the blacks, and I was gonna talk about the stuff that we don't know that happened with black people in slavery as well. Because there's some things that's been said and some things that have not been said about happening with black people. Like there's a lot of things that happen with the Hispanic people, bro. It's crazy. Once you start unpacking that and you start figuring out what the meaning of the word wetback comes from, brother, you'll be shocked what I found out of the origin of the word wetback. But we talking about the Native Americans right now. What you got, bro? Come on, I got you.
And I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people always talk about how Judah was only hung from trees. They forget Issachar was also hung from trees as well.
Exactly.
I got a book. It got a whole. Well, it's at my grandpa's house. It's a book, and it got all of the lynchings that ever were done in America.
Yeah.
All of them. And you see Issachar all through there. So it wasn't just us.
No.
It was also Issachar as well.
That, brother, see, the lynchings happened with Judah and Issachar. Like the brother said, you right on point. See, and the massacres happened with Native Americans, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's what massacres has happened. That's mass unalivings, because we on social media now. They don't want to hear you say certain words, so you got to say mass unaliving. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? But see, brother, go to where it says the attack. Let's go ahead and get into it. So we talking about what? We're talking about the Sand Creek Massacre, where it's talking about over more than 150 indigenous people, mostly women, children, and elders, were unalived by the U.S. militia because they found gold in the Colorados. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead and read that for me, where it says the attack.
Come, sir. The attack at dawn, November 29th, 1864, roughly 700 troops from the Colorado Territory militia, led by Colonel Cheverton, attacked the sleeping village. Despite the presence of a U.S. flag and white truce banners, the soldiers killed and mutilated men, women, and children.
Hey, brother, we're going to go back to that word. It says mutilated.
Mutilated.
Do you know what it is to mutilate men, women, and children? What? Can somebody look up the definition of mutilated for me, please? Yeah, if y'all could for me for a moment, we could slow it on down. We could be like my freezer. We can be like molasses that just came out the freezer. We're gonna slow it on down real quick. Let me get a definition of mutilated. What you got? Go ahead, huh? We good.
Something severely damaged, disfigured, or ruined, typically by violently cutting, tearing, or removing essential parts.
Brother, let me tell you something. So what it said was this. It said these people were asleep. It said these people were asleep. Did it not? You reading it right there. Did it not say that these people were asleep?
Come on, sir.
Sleeping villagers. These indigenous people were asleep. And 700 troops, even though they saw the banner that said that it's a truce. You know how everybody used to wave the white flag as a banner, right? The truce flag was waving, saying that, these people are good. These people are, these people are off limits. Don't nobody touch these people. Don't nobody do nothing to these people, right? It said these people were mutilated. The men, the women, and the children. So they didn't just unalive them. They didn't walk in the tents and do like, when we see like John Wick and stuff like that. They ain't just go ahead and at the neck, or they ain't just and pop them one time. Nah, they disfigured them. That what? Hey, y'all give that brother a hand, man. That brother, that is the spirit of Esau, brother. Esau, they don't just sit here and do the small things. When it comes down to the wicked things, they do all things of wicked. They'll mutilate you, brother. They'll castrate you if it means that they look like a man to other men. What you got? Go ahead.
They showed it on their movie. It's Chainsaw Massacre, the original.
Yeah.
He used to make furniture out of people.
Yeah.
He'll cut your skin and your flesh and make furniture because he idolized the Nazi lady that was under Adolf Hitler.
Brother, let me tell you something. Did y'all not see? And see, I'm gonna go to slavery for a moment. All right, I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna get off my Native Indian brothers for a quick second. I'm coming back to my family though. I'm coming back. I'm from the tribe of Gad, bro. This type of stuff right here, like this hits differently for me. Because I've always been raised to be a nigga. I was always raised that way. It didn't start hitting me until I got into the truth, and I had to start looking into who my family was. That I started really realizing, because I always knew I had Choctaw and Cherokee Indian in my people, and I've always had Native Americans on my dad's side and on my mother's side. But it really took me to really do a deep dive to understand, bro. Like, bro, do you know during slavery, they used to skin black people and used to make shoes and furniture and all kind of different clothing, and they just used to wear it? Do you know that they used to disfigure men and put it in jars and used to have it for sale? They used to have it in them big old mason jars. They had the little water in it, and you see it dangling in the stores. And they like, hey man, get your nigga ears, or for some people, get your nigga rod. And you think, bro, they did that to the Native Americans as well. And you don't know that we people. We don't like none of this is letting you know that we the same. It just said that 700 troops came into a place that had a banner that said that we are at peace. We have a treaty signed. And they looked at it like, I don't give a damn. I don't care. I don't care nothing about this. Because you know what I want? I want all this gold to myself. So it said over 700 troops from the Colorado Territory militia, led by the colonel, attacked sleeping villages. Despite the presence of a U.S. flag and white truce banner, the soldiers killed and mutilated men, women, and children. The brutality shocked even some of the participants and the eyewitnesses. Bro, that lets you know how crazy it got. It got so crazy, bro. They had to one-up one another. They started one-upping one another to the point where people that was watching it was like, ooh, that boy. See, you know blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we be like, ooh, that boy wild. Ooh, that boy, ooh. Why that boy do that nigga? Why he do him like that? Bro, it said that it was so crazy. The brutality. It got so wild, bro, that people that was watching it happen, the participants, you know, just think about it like this in Salakia for the people online. Just think if you around here shivving somebody, right? And then you look over at your partner and you like, oh, that boy tripping. Dang. He done slit that boy's throat, Columbia necktie, and castrate. Ooh. Ah, nah, that boy tripping. He out of there. I don't know what's wrong with him today, but hey, I'm good, bro. You got it? You got it? Bro, just think how crazy it got to be for you to be a participant and you had to stop and look and be like, ooh, I wouldn't have never thought about doing something like that. Bro, that shows you how evil and wicked our oppressor is. That shows you how evil and wicked the U.S. government is. The oppressor, the Edomite nation is. That just shows you how evil and wicked they are. Because what did it say? It said that these were white settlers. These ain't black settlers. No, these white settlers. This is information you can look up for yourself. I ain't got no reason to lie. I ain't here to lie to you. This is information. If you go on your Google machine, you can look up. But when you was in school, sis, when y'all was in school, were we ever told this? When have y'all ever heard about this type of massacre at Sand Creek? Have y'all ever heard about this? Has your school ever taught you about this type of massacre? No. Now you in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we're going to give you all the knowledge. We're not going to just give you half the knowledge or whatever makes you feel good. We're going to tell you everything. We're going to tell you about the stuff that's going to make you have a dream at night and cry because your people were mutilated. Women, children, and men were mutilated to the point where other people saw it and was like, oh my gosh. Like, this boy done went to a new level of crazy. Hold on, I'm gonna get to you next. Go ahead, bro. Somebody pass him a mic, Baba Kashal. Let's let the crowd hear.
I feel like in school they try to install a certain level of fear into you because we saw certain things, but it was like you better not go over there. If you go over there, you're gonna be a part of the problem. But really, it really was like mass control, like just to control the mass. Because if we would have knew about massacres and we would have knew all about all this stuff when we was in school, it would have put a different level of anger into our heart. to get back. So the George Floyd when it happened, the different, riots, the Oklahoma City bombing, like different things when they happened, because it would have been like, oh, that's just one person, man. We can go and take this down.
Yeah.
But then start feeling so much in our head about, the police and 5-0. And if you just look crazy, you're going to go down.
Yeah.
We'll sit back and we'll look at mutilation and we'll just be like, dang, po tink tink.
Heck yeah. You want to know what the craziest thing is? As blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we used to look at it and be like, hey, man, they ain't got nothing to do with me. This is the same thing that black folks doing right now with ICE. Oh, this ain't got nothing to do with us. They ain't got nothing to do with my family. We straight. What? You don't think they coming for y'all next? You don't think that they looking for us next? They trying to get our Hispanic brothers out the way so they can come for us next. They already, you see this type of stuff right here is what's utterly destroying to the Native Americans. The Native Indian people, the indigenous people, bro, the Gadites, bro, we have been destroyed, bro. This type of stuff we have to go back and read. That's the reason why people drink so much. That's the reason why people are in their land and they don't want to come out of their land. They don't want to sit here and deal with nobody else because you know what? Y'all have fooled us enough. Y'all have fooled us enough that we're not even entrusting in you. You got to come to our land and prove yourself. And if you can't prove yourself, bro, you got to get out of our land. Because if you don't get out of our land, we got people here now to protect us. Because we was not protected when we signed them treaties with the U.S. government. We was not protected when we sat here and had to deal with the Trail of Tears. We was not protected when they made the Indian Removal Act. We were not protected when they had the Sand Creek Massacre that went along, man. So now we got to do our own protection. We got to protect ourselves so much that we no longer even care about finding out who our brothers are and where our love actually is, man. What you got, Art? Yeshai, I got you next, all right?
Oh.
Go ahead. Yeah, you got it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I used to always think that, and that ain't my problem, man. My family black and Native American. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to do with that when it comes to like Isupk and, Simeon and all of them that's getting deported and stuff. Well, man, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
My people are blacks and Native Americans.
Yeah.
But then when I start understanding, I'm like, man, they're doing this whole pitting us against each other to separate us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're letting the blacks, the FBA, the Foundation of Black Americans, they're making those people separate from Isupk when really we should be joining Isupk and all the other brothers because we'll be stronger together than we would be apart.
Yeah. Nah, but hey, that's exactly what it is. They know for a fact, hey, bro, if we keep them together, we know for a fact they can be strong. But you know what they taught us to do? When you was a black man and you was in middle school, it's crazy. All the classes that we do, we used to talk about this all the time. At least in my class, because we talk about brotherhood and sisterhood all the time. We always bring this up. When we was in high school, when we was in middle school, what did we used to have? We used to have blacks versus Mexican fights. And the craziest thing is, this is a totally different crowd from the last time I talked. And every single time I say this, everybody in the crowd starts shaking their head like, yeah, I remember when we used to mix it up with them, we whoop-de-woo, and it just got where it was, and then but then what happened right after that? See, this is what we never understood, right? After the blacks versus Mexican fight, what ended up happening? We all had respect for each other. Everybody that squad. See, on this day, it was Plex. But after a week later, or after a couple days later, hey bro, you earned my respect. I ain't think that you was gonna knock out I ain't know you was gonna knock out Daquan and little Shaq and little man. Nah, hey bro, you little SA, you good with me, dog. You know that, man. I ain't know you was gonna knock. Hey man, Sharkeisha over there, she got hands, and you stood up with her. Oh nah, look, hey Christina. No, look, Christina, hey, you got it. Look, you got them. You got my respect. But see, that's stuff that, you know, we were always taught to hate one another. We were taught to hate one another so much. We was taught to hate each other so much that when we actually started really seeing each other for what it was, we started really loving one another. We started being with each other. And that's what our oppressor did not want. Bro, we talking about a massacre right now. We talking about a massacre of our native Indian brothers and sisters and children. Just think about it like this. I got you. I'm gonna come right to you. Just think about it like this, dog. Do you know how many times, bro, you know what it is to hold a precious little baby in your arms? Bro, like that's something that you, as a parent, you can't never forget. As an uncle or an auntie, you'll never forget the first time you hold your little niece or nephew in your hands or your own child in your hands. It's just like life changed for you. It don't matter what you used to do in the streets or anything like that. When that child was born, bro, you was just like, bro, I'll end this world for you.
Right.
Like, ain't nothing in this world more important than making sure that you good.
Right.
And just think about that same child that you just had in your arms, that you care for so much, that you say that you're in the world for, and you wake up and that child is being mutilated in front of you. Just think about your own children. You wake up out of your sleep because you hearing the screams of other people happening, and then all of a sudden you know your baby's crying. You hear your baby crying, and then the cry get quiet. And you pop up to somebody's hand over your mouth, and you seeing your baby being ripped to shreds. They disfiguring your baby, taking your baby's arms off and their legs off, and you having to watch it right before it happens to you. That's what the Native Americans had to go through. That's what our brothers had to go through. That's what my people had to go through. Because of 700 troops following the lead of their colonel, going back on a treaty that they had with us. That's what our people had to go through. And you don't think that you don't think when the Bible says together, O nation desired, you don't think that we're not desired? Right. You don't think that we earn that enough respect to be like, you know what, we're not desired. See, people see us and be like, nah, you desired in this land because you bright-skinned it. Nah, bro. The same way you went through it, the same way we went through it. That's what blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have to stop doing. We got to stop acting like one another didn't go through the same thing. We got to gather ourselves together and stop acting like what you went through wasn't as bad as what I went through.
Right.
Because you may not know. You may not, you didn't have to watch your baby get disfigured, dismantled in front of you. Yeah, you were lynched. You was hung. Your people, the thing that happened with Emmett Till, bro, that's the same thing. That is the same exact thing. So stop acting like what you went through was worse than what others went through. The 12 tribes of Israel, we have all went through hell. We have all gone through the mass mutilation and the mass murder of our people, bro. Right. We are one. That's why this title says we are one. We are one people. So stop trying to make it seem like we're not. Because you don't know what the next man has gone through and what the next man has seen. The brother right here told you. What you said, it was your grandfather? He said his grandfather has a forever scar on his head for when he got beat because he used the white man's faucet to get some water. The brother was parched. Excuse me for being parched. Now I got a forever scar on my head because I was parched and I wanted something to drink. The same way your grandfather had to go through that. Brother, we reading about the Native Americans having to wake up. They were asleep. They were sleeping villages. And they had to wake up to the screams of their people being murdered, unalived, mutilated. Your cops out, what you had,
The thing so bad about it, earlier you was talking about we wasn't taught this up in school. But they was teaching us that, when they came over here, they were so peaceful and this, like we had this dinner for Thanksgiving, and then they show the pictures in the social studies. It's got them up in there smiling together. They friendly. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then, even story, that story, Pocahontas and Disney, they make it like that's a love story. Pocahontas, the transatlantic slave trade. Man. She was getting shipped to England. He was taking her back to England to be a slave. You get what I'm saying? Because the Native Americans here was getting took to England or wherever they was, Spain or wherever they was taking them. They was taking them on ships back over there to the east. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, they try to make it like, they tried to make the narrative like, everything was a peaceful contact. And that had us all confused. You know what I'm saying? For years, I ain't know that, what you call it, Thanksgiving dinner was a murder feast.
Yeah, that's why my people we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Right. Bro, do you know how many Native Americans drink until they get passed out, black drunk during Thanksgiving? Because while everybody in the world is sitting here thinking that it's a day of thanks. Yeah. We looking at it like it's a day of a massacre. That's right. What you got, Ugrim?
So, like, if I may, sir, we don't consider our brethren because every time we celebrate those holidays, such as Thanksgiving, we offend our brothers. We offend the Native American every time we celebrate it.
Yeah. What you got, y'all want?
It was just speaking on. I was watching one of Jerry Muhammad's class. And he was speaking about segregation.
Yeah.
And basically what the oppressor did in all these stories was he made us feel like we had a voice to voice our own opinion and carry on with our own people. But the things we carried on, they was the only ones to fix it. So we had to come back to them.
Yeah. Bro, all these things right here, bro, we didn't consider our own. And that's the biggest problem. What the brother said, we didn't consider our own. And then you want to know what's even crazy about it? Read the next part for me. Read the next part when it says the national reaction and aftermath. Read what it says for me.
Come on, sir. Reports of the massacre reached Washington, D.C.
The reports of the massacre did what?
Reached Washington, D.C.
Keep reading.
Prompting multiple federal investigations that condemned Chivington's actions as unjustified slaughter.
See, so it made it all the way back to Washington. See, it made it back to Washington that colonel, you know what? What he did was a slaughter. What he did was injustice. What he did was so horrific. I don't understand where his mind was and where his mind went and what kind of man could you be to do this type of stuff, right? Read the next part.
Come, sir. No persecutions followed.
Wait, you said what?
No persecutions followed.
Hold on, if I could. Hold on. But didn't it say that it was unjustified slaughter?
Come.
Didn't it say that it reached Washington, D.C.? It made it all the way up there to Washington, D.C., what this dude did. And they deemed it as unjustified slaughter. But the next sentence after that said that it was what?
No persecutions followed.
There was no persecution followed. See, You want to know what's crazy? Go to Zechariah chapter 11 verse 5. Go to Zechariah chapter 11 and 5. Want you got to go ahead and read for me, Baba Kasha. And I promise y'all, I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. All right, we gonna get through this massacre, and then next Tuesday we gonna go on to some more stuff dealing with the Native Americans. All right, I'm gonna have to make this a couple parts for the class because we ain't get too far today. But I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. All right. Go ahead and read that precept for me, Baba Kasha.
Come, sir. The book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them.
Whose what?
Whose possessors slay them.
And keep reading.
And hold themselves not guilty.
See, bro, okay, so whose possessors slay you and hold themselves not guilty? The what? Hey, say it one more time for me, brother. What you got? Yeah, what you was about to say? Yeah, the oppressor. The Esau. But what did it say? It said it made it all the way to Washington. It made it all the way to Washington, D.C. Brother, this is the craziest part about it. We can go back. I'm gonna read to you what it said, and then after that, we're going to go right back to what it said, to Washington, D.C., right? It said that the brutality shocked even some of the participants and eyewitnesses. See, it said that it was so crazy that it said despite the presence of the U.S. flag and the white truce banner, the soldiers killed and mutilated men, women, and children. The brutality shocked even some of the participants and eyewitnesses. People were mutilated. People were ripped apart, women, children, and men. And it made it all the way to Washington. And Washington said that, you know what, this was an unjustified slaughter. And then what did they say right after that? You know what? This is crazy. This man done sat here and did all these things. This man done sat here and put people body parts and cut them up and did all this other stuff. But you know what? We're not gonna hold him. We ain't gonna say that he guilty. God dang, look what he did to him. But we ain't gonna say he guilty though. So tell me that don't match with that precept. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty? They can sit here and make sure that women and children and men are mutilated. People are mutilated. People with chopped up body pieces, and like how we say about the DJ Screw, they were chopped up, not slopped up. They was chopped all the way down to the nubs, leaning on the switch. And then the dude said, what? You not guilty? How is he not guilty? How is he not having to deal with what he did? Because that's how the government is. That's how the oppressor is. The oppressor is okay. The oppressor is okay with them, mutilating us. Because what is a black, Hispanic, and Native Indian? What are you to an oppressor? You are nothing to an oppressor. That's why an oppressor right now can send ICE agents into your building. They can send ICE agents into your home. Did y'all see about that woman that hired a bunch of Hispanics to change her whole entire roof? They did the work, and then she called ICE on them so she didn't have to pay them. What kind of person is you? What kind of person, what kind of human being are you? Are you a human being? And you wonder why we call you a devil. You wonder why we call you a deceiver. You wonder why we call you the scum of the earth. You wonder why we pray to our God for evils and curses to come upon your nation.
Right.
We pray for evil and curses, punishment and destruction to come upon the Edomite nation because of how they treat blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. How they do us on every single time and every single day. They treat us like we're nothing when we're the most important people on the face of this earth. And you, as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you have to stop thinking that we separate. Stop thinking that one of us went through more than the other went through. Stop thinking that what we got going on is nothing compared to what they had going on. See, I'm a Native American. I'm a Native Indian. I'm a Gadite. I can sit here and say, man, y'all ain't have to deal with people being mutilated. Y'all ain't have to deal with this. Y'all ain't have to deal with that. And we ain't even got into it really and truthfully. But that would be a lie. That would be a lie, and the truth wouldn't be in me if I said that, because y'all did go through that. Y'all went through the transatlantic slave trade, so did the Hispanics. So did we. Ours were called the Trail of Tears. Yours were called the transatlantic slave trade. Ours were called the Indian Removal Act. Y'all's was called the transatlantic slave trade. What you got, brother?
Salaki, sir, I got a precept for what you're saying.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
They were what?
Oppressed together.
So we were separate. Nothing that we had to go through. It wasn't equal. It wasn't, you know what they say, 6-7? It wasn't even. But the Bible says that what?
The children of Judah were oppressed together.
The children of Israel and the children of Judah was oppressed together. So you know what we have to do as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? You know what we have to do as the 12 tribes of Israel? Stop thinking what we went through was worse than what our brothers went through.
That's right.
Because you just might not know what hell we went through.
That's right.
Like I said, we're gonna have to go ahead and make this part. So we're gonna have part 2 next Tuesday. And when we get here next Tuesday for the Brotherhood class, we're gonna go into the other massacre. See, we're gonna go into I only brought up one massacre. We ain't get through the other massacre. There was a Wounded Knee massacre as well that happened with the Native American people. So we're going to get into that next Tuesday, man. And with that, what's going on, man? How you doing? You doing all right, young man? That's all right. Nah, let the little warrior, he good, man. The little warrior good. What's going on, little man? You good? All right, and with that, we're going to say a majum, which means to stand. Oh, man. Hey, man, it's all good. Come on, Saul, we're going to face the east. All right, we're going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, then into the English, all right? You going to stand up with us? Come on, stand up with us. There you go. And we're going to face the east, though. We're going to face this way. There we go. Put your hands up, see? Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakwaka. Taba'ah. Ratazayaka. Hayah. Asha. Barataza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayim. Latadanawa. Lakam. Call. Yuwam. Wasalaknawa. Kabawaknawa. Kasalaknawa. Kabawaknawa. Wala'a. Dabaya'anawa. Banasaya 1. Abal. Hayashanawa. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Wahala. Wahatapara. La'awalamyam. Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Sword, which means the front. We're going to turn to the front. There we go. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers, then to the sisters. Men of Israel, Majah Shabbat, Majah, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah Brakatah, Yak Yamatah, Sar, which means to face the sisters, Sister Yeshabia, and we're going to come right here. Men of Israel, Majah Shabbat, Majah, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alatah Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shamar Alatah Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah. Yak Yamatah, class dismissed. Appreciate y'all little warriors. There we go. Where you at with it? There you